Hello, cruel world. Check it out. This is Yasha Ben Israel back at you one more again, about to make this astonishing report. Today, Trick put a $5,000 reward out on the information of a young 20-year-old man on Detroit's west side that did a home invasion. He did a home invasion and sexually assaulted this 80-year-old elderly black woman. This is a black man in his 20s, young, slim black man, tall, slim black man around his 20s, who did a home invasion on an elderly couple. He did the home invasion, robbed and molested the elderly couple. Her husband was in the house, but he's handicapped and he couldn't do nothing about it. So Trick has a $5,000 reward out on this particular individual. And just let's listen and see what the neighborhood and the community of Detroit has to say.
Last night, an 80-year-old woman was assaulted and drugged out of her house on Memorial in the area of Schoolcraft in Fullerton. The suspect demanded money, and then when she said she didn't have none, he drug her out the house and assaulted her, sexually assaulted her. I got $5,000 for any information leading to this suspect. The suspect must be dealt with accordingly and fast. DM.
It's on tonight for a predator who sexually assaulted an 80-year-old woman during a home invasion. It happened around 9 Sunday night on Memorial Street near I-96 and the Southfield Freeway on Detroit's west side. Pamela Osborne is live from police headquarters with the latest on this investigation. Pam. Well, Kimberly, this is a top priority for DPD as well as community members who say they simply will not stand for this.
This is a 911 situation, so for us, we're taking this extremely serious. Any attack on women, children, or elders in our community is a no-go for us.
24 hours after an 80-year-old woman was sexually assaulted by an intruder who made his way into her Memorial Street home.
Going down here? Yeah, let me cut this car off.
A group of armed volunteers with New Era Detroit canvassed the neighborhood.
That's why it's so vital that, we do the best we possibly can to squeeze whoever did this out.
Detroit police say it started as a home invasion. It was about 9 o'clock Sunday night when the victim discovered a strange man in the home she shares with her husband. The man asked for money.
The victim told him, no, we don't have any money, and started to push him out the door. He pulled her with him and to the outside, where he sexually assaulted her.
The woman was able to call for help, but the suspect got away.
To know that he molested an 80-year-old woman is very shocking.
Janiyah Hall lives on the other side of Memorial Street. She says she'll be locking her doors and keeping an extra eye out, which is exactly what police are advising residents in the area do.
One thing that can be learned from this incident is that we just all need to stay vigilant and aware of our surroundings.
Absolutely heartbreaking thinking about what it was that woman went through. We're told that she is traumatized, understandably, by what happened to her. Her husband was at home at the time all of this took place, but we're told he's handicapped and was not able to help her. And now police need your help identifying the suspect. The description right now, pretty vague, about 5'8", slim build, a man in his 20s. So anyone with information, give police a call. Reporting live outside of Detroit Police Headquarters, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Just awful, and hopefully somebody knows something and will say something. Pam, we appreciate it.
Wow, ain't that something? You didn't have to say it was black, because Detroit is like 80-90% black when you really look at it. So you didn't have to describe the color of the person. We already know from the neighborhood the color of the person. So what she should have told us was he light-skinned, 5'8", 20-year-old, slim build. Was he a dark skin? Did he have curly hair? But you better rest assured that the neighborhood has the information, and there's going to be on the lookout for this young man. Big ups to Detroit Trick. one of my comrades from the Detroit Goon Squad, hip hop pioneer rap group. He is one of the modern day enforcers on the streets as well as in the hip hop community as well, and we can see that he is doing a very very good job enforcing. He's a hardcore brother, but at the same time, he's enforcing that which is good and that which is right. You know, you have this young man out here who has lost his mind and somehow found it pleasurable to have sexual encounters, or to sexually assault, an elder, one who is well past their flowers. I mean, this is just crazy and just sick and just disrespectful, wicked, ungodly, and just wrong. You know, the police should get to this young man before the streets get a hold to him, because with the $5,000 bounty just for information about you, when the streets get a hold to you, it's better that the police find you before the streets get a hold to you, brother. That being stated, man, I mean, I was just telling y'all about how the guys in Detroit were, the hustlers in Detroit were men of integrity, although they just wanted to make a little bit of money. Everybody out here that's in these streets is not killers, ain't thieves and just bent on destroying other people, innocent people lives. I ain't gonna say other people's lives because it's a doggy dog world out there in the streets. Somebody is going to get ate alive, but the innocent don't get ate alive in the streets. So yeah, the brother's guilty and he's going to get ate alive. I was telling the young man, I was talking to Eric Trueheart, mad scientist, and somehow Eric was mistaken what I was trying to tell him about the city of Detroit. I was like, man, this Detroit, this place here is a very, very wicked place, man. I mean, any type of a crime or violence can happen to any person at any given moment here. And he was making it as if though that I was trying to say that Detroit is a place that he should be afraid of, and you probably should. I'm not. I've been here all my life, and because I'm not, then maybe again you shouldn't. But I was just trying to get him to understand that I remember right before I met Rosa Parks, she she had a home invasion where a young man on the west side again, broke into Rosa Parks' home and robbed her. And the neighborhood got a hold to that brother, beat that boy silly. I mean, beat the dog like almost beat him, clinging on to life. And then they sent him on to the police, and now the boy's in the penitentiary. So I was just saying that Detroit is a type of place, man, that if you were born here and you don't have no godliness inside of you, you are actually a demon walking around in hell, in the midst of hellfire, trying to burn other people with the heat that you're feeling. So big ups to Trick. That young man, man, he's going to get dealt with. He's going to get dealt with by the streets. Okay, he's going to get dealt with by the streets, because once the streets find out, that people is looking for you, there's going to be people who ain't going to want to have no dealings with you, because Detroit streets will come to your house and come in your house. You know what I'm saying? And come in, they will actually come in your house and get you. However way it may be. If you need to get got, you going to get got here in Detroit. And the people of Detroit can get you quicker than the police could. The only person can get you quicker than the police, than the street Negro and thug here in Detroit is probably God. So the young man who just robbed that 80-year-old woman, who just broke in her house, home invasion, sexually molested her. Detroit rap artist Trick Trick has put a $5,000 reward out for any information about this young man. And I was just telling y'all just how the people in Detroit is. You know, even the guys that's in the street, most of them have some sense of integrity. You know, big ups to Trick Trick, and y'all keep holding down the fort, and y'all keep protecting the youth. You know, the young and the elderly. You know, and in our community, I want to say the females, but if the females out here involved in the bull crap, then she need not be protected. But we need to protect the young and the elderly for sure in these communities here in Detroit, because Detroit will get out of hand if black men like Trick Trick does not stand up in their communities. And Trick Trick is known for being a triple OG gangster first and a rapper like a sloppy third. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's big known in the hip hop community as well. Big up to Trick Trick, and somebody coming to get that 5,000, because somebody gonna tell on Bloody Brother, man. That man just sat up there, molested, raped. Oops, excuse me. I'm sorry for the R word. He just molested, sexually assaulted an 80-year-old woman on the west side of Detroit. And while her husband was watching, torturing that man, you know, because he handicapped and can't even help his wife. Man, what kind of man is you, man? Young 20-year-old sexually assaulting and robbing an 80-year-old woman in her home while her handicapped husband watched and tortured him because he couldn't do nothing about it. Man, I don't know who's going to get him first, the streets or the DPD. That being stated, y'all, I'm just letting y'all know that that's what's going on right here in the city of Detroit. I'm reporting the news, and that it's gonna be hell to tell the captain for that young man. You know, the people in Detroit don't play them kind of games, man. So that young man is in some serious trouble. That being stated, Yasha Ben Israel signing out.